You care to wipe me down, wipe it.
Weldon, pumps, regulators, filters, fueling champions.
How do we butcher some of these names so much? Like Coln is Koln over there, but we say like almost looks like Cologne. The end of the history lesson here for this evening. Looks like we're going to push Reinhardt all the way back because we're going to get some equipment through and make quick work of the little horsepower lubricant that's on the racetrack. And called the first 3 pairs of limited drag radial to the lanes. The first 3 pairs of limited drag radial. Had the sheet somewhere.
All right, going to bring it back around and make one more lap back towards the starting line, and we should be ready to rock and roll and continue on. Keep it in mind, next weekend here at Cecil County Dragway, if you're a Harley-Davidson fan, got the American Harley-Davidson Racing Association here with 2 days of Harley drag racing activity coming Saturday and Sunday next weekend. I'm not sure exactly what the whole schedule of the Harley program is, but I just noticed it on our schedule for next weekend. So if you're a Harley motorcycle fan, you might want to come on out. They got a lot of good activities, a lot of good racing, all on the two-wheel style with the Harleys right here. One of the special events on the 2023 season as we move through and wind down the 2023 season. Check out the Harleys next weekend. A lot of good things happening on Facebook. You can follow us on Facebook as well as on the website. Look at the schedule. A lot of good things coming together for next year already as they start planning the schedule very, very soon for 2024. So a lot of good, exciting programs coming your way here at Cecil County Dragway. Maybe you, too, could be on the quarter mile here with your street machine. Come out on one of our street machine nights and check things out as well. So a lot of good activity here at the Dragway as we work through the evening here tonight. So we'll fire them up and continue on with this Warrior category. Matt Reinhardt and Brad Harris coming up. And we're still in the Warrior A category right now. X275 should be getting ready to rock and roll into the staging lanes and get paired up in their round of competition. LDR is on standby. Pro Mods, you're not too far away. Pro Mods will wrap up by this particular E1 elimination program. And we'll still have the Ultra E elimination round 2 and Pro 275 to finish out the night with E2 eliminations. All right, let's see what Brad and Matt got for us here. Ford and Pontiac gonna battle it out here. This matchup of the Warriors. Here we go. Hang on to the gate. Pontiac wheeling away, and the true blue wind light pops up on the scoreboard. Matt Reinhardt takes the win, 428 at 173 mile an hour. Brad Harris had him on the tree, but wasn't able to put it all together at the top end. Goes 482 at 148 for a runner-up effort there for Harris. So Reinhardt will continue the next round of competition tomorrow in this A category of the Warrior. All right, Scott Klein over there in the Purnell Body Shop side. We call it the left lane. On the VP Racing side, it's going to be Harry Proxler. A couple of drivers out of Maryland. Chevy 2 and the 69 Camaro. Yeah, folks with the golf cart down front here need to jump in the golf cart. Hello. All right, here we go. Scott and Harry going to battle it out. Down to the finish line. It is a win light coming up on the true blue side. Harry taking the win, goes 429 to 177. Klein in a runner-up effort goes 456, 159. Scott had him on the tree, but Harry just motored right on by with a bit more power. Hey, folks with the golf cart right front of the tower here. Hello. Yep. Jump in the golf cart. Whoever's got the golf cart, jump in the golf cart, folks. Need to move you back behind the fence area, please. Folks, behind the fence, please. Thank you. All right. Well, that'll wrap it up for that matchup there. I'll bring up Bud Buck and his machine. Andy Manson, right? Yeah, Andy Manson to what? Concession stand? No? Oh, staging lanes. Andy Manson to the staging lanes, please. We're looking for Andy. Final call, Andy, to the staging lanes, please. All right, we'll continue on. Yeah, we got to keep that area clear down front. The safety zone. You're not supposed to be out there on the starting line. We need you back behind the fences, please. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yep, everybody back behind the fence area there. Greatly appreciate that. A lot of good viewing area over here in the big giant bleacher over here. All right, we'll continue on. Gonna have the X275s into the staging lanes. LDR, you're on standby. Pro Mod, you're basically on standby also for round number 1 competition. No, I haven't seen a phone at all. Yep. Yep. Canyon and Manson. LDR, final call to the staging lanes. Final call to the staging lanes. Pairing you up, and if you don't show, well, that's a... Yep, we want them all. Want all of them. LDR should be in the staging lanes for this round of competition. going to take just a bit to get things situated on that left lane, it looks like. Oh, yeah, top of the staging. Yeah, Joe Copson has, if you're with the media and or the track staff, Joe Copson at the top of staging to the left there, they have some barbecue and things. You might want to grab a bite to eat. All right, we're going to zip out there with the Zamboni there and touch things up on the racetrack. We got a little bit of stuff on the racetrack, and stuff on the racetrack is not a good thing.
Welding, pumps, regulators, filters, fueling champions.
Pilot Atomizer, the only purpose-built drag racing injector on the market. Built and manufactured by racers in the USA. Custom sizing and inlet designs, an all-new website, complete refresh service, and the only rebuildable fuel injector on the market. You get the right injector the first time. See why more champions run our injectors than any other brand at atomizerfuelcomponents.com.
I could write a rhyme, sing a song, do a jingle, but I don't have to, because my parts, well, they speak for themselves. Check out jovano.ca. Hardcore race car parts for hardcore racers. The pros, well, they know. They know that light is right. And the pros know, they know Joe. Shouldn't you? Jovano, hardcore carbon fiber race car parts.
word, that's what I stand on. Loyalty and trust is what I stand on. Family and love is what I stand on. Talking big, big. I knew that one day that I could make it big, big. I'm talking how to stay smoking without a sensei. Now we get up and do it like we got a big rig. It's getting serious. I know you're curious. Took some losses through the process, had me furious. But I got eyes on the vision, can't get delirious. Fall in love with the game and then you marry it. I think I married it. This the anthem. If you reckon with it, put your hands up. Yeah, this the anthem. If you get up and get it, put your hands up. Yeah, this one for the winners if you with me. Yeah, hands up in the sky if you feel me. Yeah, this one for the winners if you with me. Yeah, hands up in the sky if you feel me. Yeah, it's the anthem. If I give you my word, that's what I stand on. Loyalty and trust is what I stand on. Family and love is what I stand on. If it's love, I got it tatted. Father, I'm not absent. I was working smarter back when they was working backwards. Do it for the Grammy, only do it for a caption. Dropping back to back, but really I've been relaxing. I might go for months, I could go for years. If I take a break, I promise I'll be relapsing. Started from the mud, I just need attraction. Started with a buck, now I tell them they gon' match it. Yeah, I've been my own boss. I took that leap of faith, yeah, I really dove off. Nothing I need to say, I let the work show off. For my kids, I go hard, gotta go hard. This the anthem. If you rockin' with it, put your hands up. Yeah, this the anthem. If you get up and get it, put your hands up. Yeah, this one for the winners if you with me. Yeah, hands up in the sky if you feel me. Yeah, this one for the winners if you with me. Yeah, hands up in the sky if you feel me. Yeah.
thought I did it already. Jason Bershoff, right? Jason Bershoff. We need you into the staging lanes, please. Jason, we need you into the staging lanes. Final call for Jason Bershoff for this round of competition. We need you into the staging lanes. Final call. They're on the track there with the 2 rotators, and just double check the top end of the race course, and we should be back up and running here very shortly. Just a little bit of an engine snafu, if you will. We'll continue on in this Warrior category. We've loaded in the staging lanes. We've loaded in the Warriors. We've got them in the lanes, and then X275's in there, LDR's in there. Pro mods, I would say you're probably looking at this here. Pro mods are probably about 23 minutes away. All right, we got the final pair of the Warriors in Group A. Final pair. Bud Buck over here on the VP Racing Fuel side. We call it the right side of the racetrack. 66 Nova taking on Eric Van Andrews. 70 Chevrolet. Final pair of the Warrior Group A. Couple of Chevrolets, couple of different combinations of Chevrolets. Heads up to the finish line. Eric over there on the Purnell Body Shop side in that Camaro, qualified number 12. Bud was in the number 7 slot. I got you. Top end of the racetrack, it's going to be Bud Buck going into the next round of competition. 427 and 173. Eric goes down through there in a runner-up effort with the 455. So Warrior Group A category. Now we'll move to the B category.
Warrior B field coming at you here as the A is done. We got 8 more pairs of B, and then we go next to 75 racing. Just when you think, you know, people check in, hey, how's the race going? You're like, should I say it? Should I say it? You're like, good.
And then kaboom. Oh, we're doing a reboot. A real quick reboot as we continue on here. Round 1 of the Outlaw Warriors, the B group. 16-car field in A, 16-car field in B. Now we'll move into the B group, and then we'll follow that with, I believe, the X275. And there should be in the lanes. LDR should be there. Pro Mods are back there in the pit area getting ready to rock and roll. Everything is in the elimination mode here now this evening. We move down through the schedule. After Pro Mod, we'll have a round 2 competition in Ultra and round 2 competition in Pro 275. So they should be back in the pit area, readjusting things, getting ready for round 2 competition. All right.
Warrior B racing action coming at you. Mr. Mark Christ, Denton, New York. The Chevy Nova, the left-hand side of the racetrack, and Mark Rosenletter, the 90 Mustang. Your number 1 qualifier, Nowak, the left-hand side of the racetrack, picked up $600. Big thank you to Jason Miller with World Cup, Jerry Schaller with Schaller Racing, Matt Reinhardt, Top Notch Home Services, Steve Wussiker with Custom Performance Coating, Keith Ray with Wonder Racing, and Jason Unk, Full Throttle Signs, put $600 in Mr. Nowak's. Neither one of these guys. I remember my first time announcing a drag race. The number 8 qualifier, Mr. Christ in the left-hand side, and the number 9, Rosendale. We have a handwritten ladder here. The computer doesn't know how to do 2 different fields, but it's all right. It was built in 1954.
All right, a little bit of New York and Pennsylvania coming to the starting line. This first matchup in the B category of the Warriors.
Rosletter picks up the dub right there. 079 on the tree. He was better all the way down the racetrack. And no surprise, when you're good all the way down the track, you pick up the dub.
All right, so Matt takes the first matchup in round number. All right, attention in the pits. We need Pro Mod. Pro Mod to the back of staging for round 1 pairings. Round 1 Pro Mod to the staging lanes to the back for round one pairings.
So Robert Noack now here on the left-hand side of the racetrack, the 67 Chevy 2. Your number one qualifier. This is the other Rosenloh. Guess there was two of them. There's a R176 and a 13OM. Oh, that's junior, and this must be senior here. Got Mustangs. Got some Brandywine paint jobs here on both of them. No one qualifier taking on number 16. Neither one of them stellar off the line, and that was interesting. I don't know if that was a header or something came loose, but I thought something was dragging for sure.
Robert Noack taking the win, 464 with a speed of 149, and Sparks kind of trailing after about the 400-foot mark for a couple of 100 feet there on the right side of the racetrack, and send somebody out there to double check, see what we got going on.
I don't know if the V-band came loose on something and it was just getting drugged by the O2 sensor or what, but it was very sparkly. I thought for sure we were about to just absolutely have a unwanted fireworks show. Just a extremely quick engine disassembly right there, but
Very sparkly. Okay.
yes. It's a technical term.
Very technical. There you go.
Nonetheless, Robert Noack picking up the win there as we were all just hoping and praying that senior's engine was not about to give up the ghost. And luckily, I think it was just parts. So we're getting him fired back up here. Left-hand side of the racetrack is going to be Wayne Goffsies. Number 2 qualifier taking on Mr. Rogers here on the right-hand side. Number 15 qualifier. Oh, that's the Mean Bean here on the right-hand side. And get it. The Pinto taking on the Trans Am here in the left-hand side of the racetrack. Number 2 in the B field, 468. Rogers, the Mean Bean, 497. Was his best effort of the weekend and almost on the outside. He was second to last here. Would have been like number 32 or 33, as I think we saw number 1 and number 17 take on each other there in round number 1, and my group of people here, you guys can't stand there. Holding up the arm rail on the ramp, it's a no good. It's almost not as good as the glass bottle in your hand too. Yes, glass bottles and slicks and radials and tires, they don't mix
Thank
very
you.
well.
All right, here we go. Pontiac and Pinto.
Left-hand side, Wayne Goffsis picking up the win, 451.6, 159. Please hold on to your glass bottle beverage very tightly, sir.
All right, here's an interesting combination as we come to the starting line. The Chevrolet Corvette with the supercharger hanging onto the hood.
Joshua Swartz here, left-hand side of the racetrack, Smyrna, Delaware, home of HHP Performance. Mr. Bruce Michael has had a little bit of time on his hands this weekend as Rob Goss had to make the tough call to go back home instead of racing here this weekend, but it'd be like that sometimes. He said, that's fine, I'll concentrate on this Warriors car here. Schwartz, your number 14 qualifier, 491, and Sones here on the right-hand side, 470. For the number 3 qualified in the B field, Morrisdale, Pennsylvania, 67 split-level Corvette. Ooh, the vet's got some ground to make up. The big boat picks up the win, 471.4. Schwartz absolutely annihilated him there. 016 on the tree. Sone's not too far behind, 027, but what he needed to do was pick up some advantage off the starting line and pour the power to it. Nothing to lose, 148 mile an hour. They absolutely gave it the gusto and picked up the win there. Jimmy Posey will be the next contestant here. Posey, your number 5 qualifier, 475, and Mr. Holler, 486. Terry Holler, Mount Airy, Maryland, the ATI Performance Mustang here in the left-hand side of the racetrack. All right, we're ready to go already. Well, it's all Nova all the time. Right there, Jimmy Posey picking up the win. Holler having some issues there. Brian Griffith here from King George, Virginia. They got a lot of fast G-bodies that come from King George, Virginia. Got this one belonging to Brian Griffith, and then King Kong comes from up that way. Follow any of the 484 stuff. In the no time world, and Butch Merson, Mount Airy, Maryland, the 67 Camaro, he's coming forward here. Merson, your number 4 qualifier, 474, and Griffith, 490, landed him in the number 13 spot. Couple of turbo cars here. Malibu looking strong. He might have enough to stay ahead. He does right there, 487.0, 144. Merson looked like he was making a good move, but just ran out of real estate. The number 13 qualifier takes out the number 4 here in Warrior B Field. And Jorge Fretz here from Philly. He cruises this thing around, go get some cheesesteak. Got the top down so everybody can see him. You know how that Philly traffic be, though, so he's got to leave them wheelie bars at the house. Brett's your number 7 qualifier, 478. And Mr. Schaller here, 480 with a 0. Gary Schaller, the 63 Impala, the big boat. Here on the left-hand side. Winner of this one will take on Mr. Gospis. That's how we say it. So I'll say it.
Sounds like it.
Gofsis. We'll get corrected eventually. Number 2 qualifier is definitely going to be one tough customer here, though, in the next round, but you can't get there if you don't race this round right here. A couple purges of the drop-top Mustang here in the right lane, and they're ready to go. Jorge Fretz. He'll be taking on the number 2 qualifier in the next round. Shala knocks the tires off. Tough break for them. I believe this is our last pair here in Warrior B. Eddie Alshire and Craig Busco. New Jersey and Maryland. Alshire just going to go ahead and drive the streetcar on home tonight. He'll either leave it at the house if he loses, or he'll bring it back in the morning if he picks up the win. You got a long drive across 95 over there to get to Northeast. Once again, Pro Mod to the lanes, Pro Mod to the lanes. Pro Mod to the lanes. Ultra, you're on standby. Still got plenty of racing to get to you, Ultra, but we calling you. So don't be waiting to do some things. You got it ready and answer the call when we call you. Big Jalen out there doing a little toe tapping. Trying to find the pre-stage. So here comes the boost for Eddie Alshire. He's in. Chevy 2's rolled forward and he's in. Woo! Eddie left him sitting there 0.25 on the tree. It will be enough to take the dub. 492.7 or 479.2. Getting dyslexic up here. 146 mile an hour. So we'll be bringing that streetcar back home tomorrow. Folks. All right, so if your tow vehicle is a red smart car, we understand that you are parked correctly where it should be, but you did a terrible parking job. So if your push car is a red smart car, we need you to, at the top of staging, we need you to please adjust it before it gets clipped by something. So if you have a red smart car, push car for whatever category you are currently in, we need you to please go fix your bad parking job before someone fixes it for you.
All right, so if you got that smart car back here in the staging lanes, it's kind of parked a little bit tight. We need to have that moved, or I need the raceway forklift over there. We'll pick it up. I picked up 2 of them last week and dropped one in the pond by accident. But in any case, if you got that smart car back there, be smart and please move that car as quickly as possible. Huh? Yeah. Move that smart car. And then,
To watch some X275 racing action. Unfortunately, the weekend we had to offer up some sacrifices here. So, got 3 cars with broke engines, catastrophic failure, unable to make it. So we will have 3 competition buys. Just to let y'all know ahead of time. Like, man, what's up with all these singles? X275, start coming forward here, please. X275, let's start rolling down the hill. Tommy Gray, the Undertaker, we need you. We know you might be stuck in the traffic jam, but we need you. Okie dokie. Tommy Gray, Undertaker, Tommy Gray, we need you to lanes right now, please. Once again, Tommy Gray, we need you to the staging lanes, please, as we're about to roll the little tires down the hill here, coming at you with X275 Racing. So we are coming at you here. X275 Racing Action, Nick Souza and Eric LaFerriere. White Rice, the left-hand side of the racetrack. Yes, sir, your Harley is running. I know it probably doesn't seem like it, but it is literally running. Crack it a couple more times. One down, four up. Yeah. Anyways, Nick Souza out here on the right-hand side of the racetrack. They're like, this guy's brutal. Number 14 qualifier, 491.9, 153 miles an hour for the fourth gent coming at you from West Barnstable, Massachusetts. And the Rhode Island native, Eric LaFerriere, driving the Dewey boy-owned machine here in the left lane, affectionately known as White Rice, Powerhouse Racing, sponsored Tycon Industries machine. In the left-hand side of the racetrack, 2JZ Power. 6 cylinders of Fury. Billet head, cast block. Ready to go. He says, nope, 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 nope. Back it up, Terry. Put it in reverse. Slow it down, Eric. Derek Ward, we need you lanes. Derek Ward. 106 for the 2JZ. He gone. 414.3, 181 miles an hour for White Rice. That's ghost pepper White Rice. That is absolutely spicy. Melt your face off there. I mean, you just knock some numbers. If that thing goes one flat to the 60, it's game over. Hell of a black split. So Derek Cooper burning one up there. In qualifying, that'll give Ron Rhodes a comp single here. The BES Big Block Power. The one time the license plate on the car said no bottle. And then it's nitrous. And then it was SB NOS for a long time. And then now it's Big Block Power. And big time mile an hour, you saw 181 out of the 2JZ. We've seen 182 out of the Big Block Nitrous machine from Townsend, Delaware, the Rhodes Custom Auto machine. Responsible for building a few race cars out here, maintaining some others, and plenty of body parts and components, front ends. You want to drop some weight over your factory front header panel, he's got plenty of options for you. Seat mounts, all kinds of stuff there for Rhodes Custom Auto. Kim going to be bringing them forward. We are going to see what Ron Rhodes can do on the solo shot. Well, that's the time to go for it right there. Going to get it fired back up and motor it on down there. You definitely will not have lane choice going into round two. So the next one up, I believe, will be Paul Curry. His opponent, DJ McCain. Said, man, she broke in a couple different places, and you can go ahead and load it on back up. Probably already got it pulled apart by now. Pro Charge Nova here in the left-hand side of the racetrack. Small block power for the Alex Virginia-based machine in the left lane. Number 12 qualifier, 436.3, 165. DJ. A bit good race as he went 416.7, 171, and did that also while burning it up. Pre-stage for Paul Curry. He's going to roll forward and stand on it. See how far it takes him across the 660 here.
Matt Deach to the staging lanes. Matt Deach.
Go 4:35.3, 147. Chipping away at the tune-up there. Right, looks like we got the Drano out, got the traffic jam unplugged over there. Had to get a plunger after it. Eric Hendricks will be our last single here, Dom DiDonato. Dropped a rod there on his last pass and said, man, I ain't got no spare. So that's the end of my weekend. Eric Hendricks, 90 Mustang here. Got the mod motor power. Number 11 qualifier, 434.7, 166 mile an hour is going to be a mod motor shootout. DiDonato has a similar power plant. His just is about 2 or 3 tenths faster. But that comes with testing and testing and testing and more testing. So on the solo shot here, Eric Hendricks. See if he will go for it. That was a good rip right there. 107 down low and said, that'll be enough for me. So that's going to bring us to Scott Parson here on the right-hand side of the racetrack and Brian Mungle in the left-hand side. Parson with lane choice said, you know what? I like the lane. Give me that right lane. I'm going to try to put this old Charlie Buck Camaro down the track here. Number 5 qualifier, 417.9 for the big block nitrous machine here in the right lane. And the left-hand side, the 72 Nova, number 10. A little more than a tenth behind Scott Parson. The fast he went this weekend, 428.4, 164 mile an hour. We got some candles lit in the night air out here. Scott Parson, he sends one up to the man upstairs. He says, hey, you're a soldier, but sometimes you got to go out on the field of battle. 416.3, 179 for Scott Parson. Burns it up in the light right there. But he's got all night to work on it. It's probably low ET of the, well, yeah, it is low ET of the round here. So the buzzing half dozen of the other variety here, Ryan Milliken. 6 in a row, ready to tow is the Freedom Race Engine Cummins Nova here. Suncoast Transmissions, Fleece Engineering, S&S Diesel Motorsport, and Hardway Performance. The oceanfront race shop that he has down there. Fort Walton Beach. Hey, everybody making noise for White Rice over there. Left-hand side, Jeff Helsinger, Lyndhurst, New York. Your number 9 qualifier didn't sound too strong coming out of the burnout there. I don't know if it's wounded or sometimes it's just not very happy. It's not warmed up yet. We will see as soon as they let go of the button there. And letting go of the button, sometimes Milliken tends to be a little bit behind the 8 ball. When he's second, sometimes he's way second. But it's a fast car whenever the conditions are right, and they are right now. As it is sundown, the track is tight, the air is pretty good. You'll see the smoke come up. He's just going to bump right in and be ready to go. There she goes, coming at you. Doesn't get it done. Man, oh man, barely gets outrun right there. 054 on the tree for Helsinger, 102 for Milliken. Has a good side-by-side race right there. Milliken, them softened it up a little bit in the middle. Just about their slowest run of the weekend there. 422.9, 178 is not enough to secure the victory, as Helsinger will move on to round number 2. Our last pair right here. Todd Casper behind the wheel of the Grey Goose. As Kenny Hubbard is no stranger to this car. This is the first time he has raced this car with Casper behind the wheel. They burned one up in E1 or E2 over on the left-hand side, swung a new one in it. I think they have kept on chipping away at it there. Kenny Hubbard also burned one up too. He said, I said, what happened? Did you figure it out? He goes, oh yeah, no, we figured it out real quick. He's like, you see that number on that injector right there? I said, uh-huh. He goes, yep, it's real important for them to all be the same. I said, ah. It'd be like that sometimes. Yeah, we got to figure out a way not to do that again. But they got it fixed up after they, they've heard of overnighting some parts, but they same day aired one. They just bought a plane ticket for the cylinder head, and next thing you know, it came to the racetrack. Casper looking strong. He will get there second, though. 419.1, 173 for the Nizer-powered Nova here on the right-hand side of the racetrack for Kenny Hubbard. Todd Casper left first, but he just got out-motored there. The big block, they were spraying the house down, but the little engine that could in the right lane moves on to round number 2 as Kenny Hubbard is defending his 2022 Radial Tire Racing Series championship here in X275. Limited drag radial, where we have 8 pairs to make a cool 16 and LDR.
Pilot Atomizer, the only purpose-built drag racing injector on the market. Built and manufactured by racers in the USA. Custom sizing and inlet designs, an all-new website, complete refresh service, and the only rebuildable fuel injector on the market. You get the right injector the first time. See why more champions run our injectors than any other brand at atomizerfuelcomponents.com.
I could write a rhyme, sing a song, do a jingle, but I don't have to, because my parts, well, they speak for themselves. Check out jovano.ca. Hardcore race car parts for hardcore racers. The pros, well, they know. They know that light is right. And the pros know, they know Joe. Shouldn't you? Jovano, hardcore carbon fiber race car parts.
Welding, pumps, regulators, filters, fueling champions.
Ultra Street, the first 4 pairs of Ultra Streets. We need you, the first 4 pairs of Ultra Streets. I'll call you by name as soon as Butters gives me the sheet. with 4 pairs. Just hold it up to the window. That's Boudreaux. Connor Hartsock, Dan Filippello, Don Barnett, Bill Travato, Sean Pevler, Alan Von Annen, Terry Wilson, and Jason Spina. Connor Hartsock, Dan Filippello, Bill Travato, Don Barnett, Sean Pevler, Alan Von Annen, Terry Wilson, and Jason Spina. To the lanes, please, for E2 of Ultra Street. Woo, Jimmy Hancock. Holla. Right hand side of the racetrack getting a comp single. Numero uno would have been taking on number 16. But Mr. Vandish, 1 shot, 1 kill. Burned it up. And that ended his weekend. He said, all right, I'm going to go ahead and head home on this holiday weekend here. Jamie Hancock going to be backing up the nitrous outlet assisted Pat Musey Camaro here in the right lane. Hancock Performance. Papa Hancock and the rest of the crew out there, Zach DuPont, having a good time this weekend. It's easy to have a good time when you're on top. .386.9. Not really any reason to lower the boom anymore, but you know what? Sometimes you're just feeling good in the neighborhood. We'll see what Hancock and them are going to do. Maybe they'll get after it down low and just lift if it's really good. .965 down low. Dumps the chutes. .387.9. 184 says if you're going to get on the other side of this tree, you're going to need to bring something. Yeah. Yeah, trust me, the people will be coming back. Man, Yellow Bullet was lit, dog. Greg Blevins Jr. here on the left-hand side of the racetrack. Jason Bershoff, his opponent. I do not see Mr. Bershoff, so Blevins Jr. on the solo shot here, your number 2 qualifier. We've been taking on the Bethpage New York machine. We'll see from Fenton, Michigan, the 69 Camaro Pro Line Pro Charger is E28 power. And the left-hand side of the racetrack. This car was built to do one thing, and that is to go LDR drag radial racing. It has since changed hands, and Blevins is getting after it there as Jimadiah almost got run over there. I don't know how he didn't see the Mustang. Once again, oh, that's what it is. He's always squinting. Once again, race cars have the right of way, so if they run you over, it was your fault. Just so you know. Blevins, he's ready. 103 down low, slinking into the night. 393.5 at 193 as he lets off, and you hear the Pro Charge Hemi echo off of all the surrounding trees here in the farm country. Meatball! He is going rounds in LDR. Well, JoJo and them are going to talk about it. Yes, Gargis can't get the car started there. I think he's got 2 minutes to take the water box. I don't know if it's copyrighted, but I think the Jeopardy theme would be pretty good right now. So Vincent Hanzich, so we totally have his name butchered over here on the left-hand side. 2 minutes to start the burnout, 1 minute to take the tree after your burnout. Jemediah is coming to help. So Meatball is being directed to take the tree there. So Vincent Hanchich, first round win in limited drag radial. Not exactly how they wanted it, but that's part of racing. It happens sometimes. The all-cast 88 machine here in the left-hand side. So Big Meats, the Meatball, going around number 2 in limited drag radial. Tough break for Gargis. Number 3 qualifier, unable to make the call. .438.8, they picked it up right there, 166 mile an hour. I'm ready to the next pair of cars, Andy Manson and Richard Disher. I think we have to get the Gargis hot rod out of the way. A bit of a traffic jam here, getting the Gargis machine out of the way. So give us just a minute here, and our next pair of cars is going to be Andy Manson, Manassas, Virginia, the DeSomo Power. We'll be taking on Richard Disher. The renter ride this weekend as the car owner, Justin Harris, is out doing some hurricane duty, trying to pay them bills this weekend. Corey Blackman out there tuning up a thing or two. Take the remaining 4 pair of Ultra, please. Paul Burchill, Chris Evans, Steve Beeston Jr., Stephen Barnett, Eric Bartikoff, Dylan Weil, Tyra Bedell, and Tony Orts. To the lanes, please. The next 4 pair of Ultra Street. Tyler Bedell, Tony Orts, Dylan Weil, Eric Bartikoff, Steve Beeston Jr., Stephen Barnett, Paul Burchill, and Chris Evans. So we about to have a certified drag race here. The single turbo big block power of Richard Disher and Justin Harris, the car owner. Right hand side of the racetrack and left hand side, Andy Manson. Boost apiece here. DeSoma small block power from Manson. They're in, they're ready to go. Richard looking strong there, but he's got a whole lot of Manson taillight in front of him there. 397.0, 190 mile an hour for Manson. And Disher does the best pass of the weekend, 424.3, 169 for the Mustang in the right lane. Cameron Lomer, 71. The most Mustangish looking. Speaking of DeSoma power, we got the Camaro here in the right lane. Formerly owned by a guy down in Texas, and it just had some really weird problems. And it seems as though those have been fixed. So good to see the new car owner here. Woo! He's not having the new car blues. He is having a good time this weekend. Number 5 qualifier, 396.4, 191 for the golden Camaro here in the right-hand side of the racetrack. Left-hand side is going to be Tim Husband, the 86 Mustang, big block nitrous. Number 12 qualifier, 431.0, 175 miles an hour. Earned him the number 12 spot. Yes, sir. Once again, we need all of our Ultra cars to the lanes, please. All of the pairs of Ultra to the lanes, please. We called you by name. Y'all should already be here. If not, the time is now. Bro, you are on standby. Cameron Lomer and Husband. Oh, I'm sorry, it is not nitrous. It's little Turbskis in the left lane. Well, the Colts Camaro is, man. Look like he tried to get the quarter-mile stretch out there for that. He said, World Cup what? We're doing it at Cecil County. 409.9, 180. And I really wish that this thing would print off some quarter mile times because he was going every bit of 6 seconds out the back door. Jeez. Pulled the chutes at like, 2,000 foot. He says, that felt really good. His crew chief's gonna be like, look, don't ever do that again. He's gonna channel his inner Days of Thunder and be like, Houston Dial coming at you here, the Radio versus the World champion. As he shocked the world there. Did it as a little solo shot, or an extra shot. At lights out 14 and ended up the end of the night, or the end on Sunday. He was standing with all the money. Stephen Barnett, we missing you. Stephen Barnett, come on. Justin Lair on the left-hand side, Millstone, New Jersey. The 95 Ford Mustang with the snowplow up front. Number 11 qualifier, 430 with a 9,171 mile an hour. And about 3/10 ahead is Houston Dial. The nitrous power. Xavier McBride, car owner, McBride Installations, B&B Race Cars. The Devil Horse, affectionately called. HFR Fabrication. He's just wasting it. He ain't letting the motor taste it. Just spraying it out there. So the boost up for Lair. He's going to try to stay ahead of the Devil Horse. It's going to be a tough. He's in finally. Woo. Houston Dial had a little issue out there, but man, they crack off 4:16.0, 162 miles an hour, way down a mile an hour. Don't know what happened on the top end, but he was 0.23 on the tree. Topped that with a 994.60 foot, and that was about a one-sided shot if there ever is one. Michael Gross and Jim Monson, our next pair of cars here. Pinckney, Michigan. And the number 10 machine here in the right line. Billy Biggs Racing Engines, Energy Components. Right-hand side of the racetrack for Monson, and left-hand side is Michael Gross. Accokeek, Maryland, in the left-hand side of the racetrack for the G-Body, the ProCharge machine. Down by D.C., the Richmond, north of Richmond over there. Number 10 qualifier in the right lane, and number 7 over here as we're just slamming cabinets. What did those cabinet doors ever do to you? We'll take the first 4 pair of Pro 275, please. Mo Hall, Jason Collins, Marcus Burt, Brian Chin, Luis Cortino, Frank Soldridge, and Robbie Vanderwood. Noted. So the boost up for Monson. Gross is in. And that'll do it for Monson. 4:15.7. Left for 4, third Amber. I mean, that was JJ the Boss style. He just says, I'm going to let you leave and I'm going to run you down. Tough break for Monson right there is it really sounded kind of lazy trying to get up on boost, and we hit the bump box or what or something, but it just pushed right through, and Monson was like, all right, well, that's how that goes. Last pair here in limited drag radio before we let the floppy tires out. It's Joseph Rivera on the left-hand side of the racetrack. I think he has a single. Nope, It is not. Joe Newsham is in the water box here. It's like as soon as I say that, I hear him go. "Whoa." So the nitrous motor here in the left-hand side of the racetrack just idling. He's going to go ahead and light the second bulb as Newsham's going to apply some boost. Get it bumped forward. It's ready. We're ready. Oh, 50 out of the tree for Newsham. Making some moves. Top end is going to be Joe Newsham. 409.6, 180. Rivera almost made up the difference on the 60-foot. It was 964 down low, but top end, 166 mile an hour as I was watching the screen and didn't see the other screen as Rivera had to lift to keep it from crossing the center. So that'll end his weekend. Newsom will be going to next round. We'll see him in the morning. Tractors are coming out to do some more track prep here. And that's not for the radial tire cars. It's for the big old tire cars here.
I could write a rhyme, sing a song, do a jingle, but I don't have to, because my parts, well, they speak for themselves. Check out jovano.ca. Hardcore race car parts for hardcore racers. The pros, well, they know. They know that light is right. And the pros know, they know Joe. Shouldn't you? Jovano, hardcore carbon fiber race car parts.
Hillwood Atomizer, the only purpose-built drag racing injector on the market. Built and manufactured by racers in the USA. Custom sizing and inlet designs, an all-new website, complete refresh service, and the only rebuildable fuel injector on the market. You get the right injector the first time. See why more champions run our injectors than any other brand at atomizerfuelcomponents.com.
All right, folks, watch out here. The tractor's coming through. Pick up your Ghostbuster boxes. Yeah, I got the torque wrench. You know what the difference is between my guy with the torque wrench and the other dude with the Ghostbuster box? Yeah, he's got about $8,000 left in his pocket with the torque wrench. Yep. Oh, man, that's good. All right, folks, the time is now. E1 of Churchview Farms Pro Mod Racing Action coming at you here. $25,000 on the line. The number one qualifier, Mike Decca Jr., already picked up like $2,000 and some change in number one qualifier bonuses. Pro 275, Pro 275, we need you to lanes. Pro 275, we'll take you to the lanes, please. Our first pair of cars is going to be Scott King here in the left-hand side of the racetrack, and the Mamba Snake, the garden snake here, on the right-hand side. Eventually, coming out from T-Town. Once we get our number put in the system, we will be able to tap the button, and Scott King is not running. Or Steve King, excuse me. Yeah, you gotta fire it back up. Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the 2019 Camaro, 959 cubic inches here in the right lane. You shut that door. So the Summit Racing Equipment sponsor machine here in the right lane, backing on up. Keith Haney got 3 Cecil County phone books in the seat there. He's looking over the wheel. Hey, ready to go. Number 8 qualifier, 366A, 206. I believe he did that in Q3. It took till Q3 for Haney to find the tune-up. Chip King, Steve King has been living in the 360 zone here. We'll see what the Savage Corvette has in store for the Black Mamba Camaro here in the right lane, purging off all of the nitrous here. Schweitzer Dynamics here on the right-hand side. I believe Rare Morrison engine power. So first round, E1 Pro Mod action coming at you, brought to you by Churchview Farms. We're about to go racing. Northeast Outlaw Pro Mod and Midwest Drag Racing Series Pro Mod. Savage sent it down, but that was all Keith Haney needed. 036 on the tree, 907 down low. He was behind until Steve King had to pedal it down out of a wheel stand, got a little out of control, and 205 miles an hour, the Mamba slithered on to round number 2. Steve King will put it in the box. So the Undertaker. That's my best WWF Undertaker music there. Tommy Gray saying, hey, got you a little piece of paper here. Appreciate if you read it. Said, no problem, fam. A big thanks to American Heritage Excavating, Carter Site Services, sponsoring him this weekend, as well as many weekends around the country as he is celebrating over 30 years as an owner, driver, and tuner. He's got multiple championship wins under his belt. Said, if you want to get an Undertaker t-shirt, I got plenty of them over by gate 1. Want to thank Wayne Waldman, Lonnie Pass, and Bruce Pender helping out Tommy Gray, as well as Richards Automotive, Hard Yacht Marina, and Connolly Funeral Home. Kevin McCurdy, the longest burnout and quickest backup right there for the Hamburg, Pennsylvania machine, the 68 Camaro in the right lane. Way out in the stretched nose sits a big rowdy horsepower Macon Pro Charger. On top of the intake for Tommy Gray machine, the screw blowers ready to turn air into ET here. See Tommy Gray looking to go to round number 2 in Churchview Farms Pro Mod. In his way is the number 7 qualifier of Kevin McCurdy, 364.9, 204 miles an hour. McCurdy's in. Here comes Tommy Gray. McCurdy got him on the tree, but man, oh man, the Undertaker just pile driving him right there all the way down the track. He was 912 down low, had him at the 60, had him at the 330, and definitely had him at the Strive 364 to 203 mile an hour. That will end Kevin McCurdy's weekend there, as Tommy Gray will move to round number 2 in the morning. We need Ron Green. Pro 275, Ron Green. We need the greens. Ron Green and Jet Green. No relation.